quench your mama's racing stream.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
All right, race fans, it's time for Vigilante Racing at the iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Welcome to the Hoosier Heritage 213. This is the Vigilante Racing Network, live from virtual Indianapolis, Indiana, for round 12 of the VRL Vanquish Series. My name is Alan Vaught, and I'll be bringing you all the excitement and racing action here tonight. We're going to get you started with some session details. All right, folks, it's an 85-lap event here tonight. That's where the 213 comes from. It's 213 miles. The fuel capacity is limited to 70%, and they only have 4 additional sets of tires over the wall. So it's 5 total with what they start with. There is 1 fast repair for this series, so if they find themselves into the wall early, they have a chance to get back in this race. The incident limit is set to 25 and 6, and iRacing controls Lucky Dog's wave rounds and the cautions. So let's talk about the championship points here a little bit. This is the penultimate race before we crown our champion. So only one more race after this one, but right now, as you can see, the number 51 of Dylan Bryant holds a commanding lead for that championship with 339 points. 31-point advantage is pretty significant with only 2 races to go, and Dylan is always fast at this track. In second place, you have Chris Goins in the 38 with 308 points. Third, Jonathan Osborne with 300. And in fourth position, Mike Adamson for 293. So that fight for second position at the end of the season is very much in play here. Any one of those 3 can end up winning that position. You see Jacob Alicia is there in 5th position, a number 7 machine with 282 points. And I have him highlighted in red because he was out last week at Talladega. He's also out again this week here for Indianapolis. That means most likely Trevor Robertson would definitely move up into that position. And he's a little ways back from 4th and 3rd, but he is not out of the realm of possible, as fast as Trevor is, to get up in there and fight for one of those positions in the top 5, or excuse me, the top 4. And with that, we should be in qualifying right now. We are in qualifying session. These drivers have about another 4 minutes left in that. We'll see if we can catch one of these guys on track here. Right now, we're following Andrew Cawthon. It's not popping up there. We'll see what's going on here. Had some overlay gremlins tonight, folks, and it looks like it's kind of continuing. Just one of those things when you have all these different softwares that have to work together to make this thing work. See if we can get it to pop back up one more time. Stand by one, folks, and see if I can get this. There it goes. It finally pops up. Here we go. Yeah, all these, you might be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't if you work with computers, but there's like, I'm using about 5 or 6 different programs that are made by different manufacturers. They're supposed to talk to each other, but we know that's not always the case. But here we are. Finally got it up and working. So appreciate your patience there. And see if we can find you someone else on the track here. Bob Bearish is out there right now making his qualifying run. Racing out of Gulf Coast, Mississippi. As I mentioned, this is the penultimate race, Indianapolis, and then we go to Homestead, Miami next week, and that's where we crown our champion, and we end this season. Been a great season. 13 races, and we're going to have more to follow for you in the fall. We don't take a break here at Vigilante Racing League, so we've been putting out a lot of information in the coming week, schedule-wise, driver lineup, all those things. For right now, while we're watching this, let's get you some weather here for tonight. So the atmospherics, 74 degrees Fahrenheit is the ambient temperature. Your track temp is not a whole lot hotter. It's 92 degrees. Expect that to go up during the race. Humidity's relative at 53%. The average speed around here is about, the wind speed rather, is 10 to 11 miles per hour, and it's out of the southeast. The conditions are partly cloudy skies, and so it's a pretty good looking day here. Getting a nice look at that Hardee's machine there, the Kelly Yarborough throwback tribute machine. But anyway, that's your weather here, folks. Let's see what we got for onboard cameras. I don't know if anybody else end up joining. Nope. So we have 5 for tonight's race, and we're going to run through those for you so you can see maybe your favorite drivers among them. So right here, this is the 01 of Kelly Kill. We'll be looking at him throughout tonight's race. Hopefully we see some of these guys are going to be up front contending for the win for one of these top positions. Next up, we don't have him in the shot right now, but you can see his seat there is Andrew Cawthon in the number 10 machine. And then we're taking a look here at Andy Player in the 13. He races out of New Hampshire. Always looks intense when he races. We get some good shots of him during the race. Moving on, 29 machine of Dave the Mouth Mayberry. He has changed up his position. Now he has over the shoulder, which is pretty nice to see. You see he has a really good looking 3-panel setup there. Great for immersion and visibility. The next camera, and the final camera actually, is going to be Mike Adamson in the 88 machine. Now, at least we'll get a good look at his gloves. He's got those Dale Earnhardt Jr. type gloves on with the skull, the skeleton gloves. So we'll be able to see him at least moving his steering wheel around. He likes to keep it pretty dark in his background, but we appreciate the camera nonetheless. And that does it for your cameras. That's your onboards for tonight. No one is on the track. Like we should be doing our lineup here momentarily, grading up, folks, and I'll give you your lineup. Keep a check on the chat tonight. Make sure you hit me up. I am by myself this evening, so I'd appreciate some conversation. Right now, we got Kenneth Warnock out there, 51, number 51 Superman. Let's make it 2 in a row, SA, Kenneth says. Lori says hello to Bobby Foster, Kenneth Warnock, and to Albert Anderson, Sr., that is. Kenneth Warnock, what's up, Lori? Thanks for joining us. She's out there always keeping, she's our public affairs officer in addition to the race admin. Doing a great job. Edith Anderson, hello, VRL team. Anderson here. Hello, Lori. She's here for the 99. America's Driver has a lot of fans out there. Additionally, Kathy A, good evening, everyone. Hi, Lori. Team Albert's here. So, yeah, if you're out there, C14, make sure you like, subscribe, support these drivers and the channel. And give us some talking points for tonight. If you got questions, I'll answer them if I can on air. As we start to line up here, folks, get a look at your starting grid. All right, Mike Adamson brings home the pole position tonight. Trevor Robertson in second, Dylan Bryant third, Andy Player in fourth, Andrew Cawthon fifth. Then you have Jesse Redding sixth, Tom Barish in seventh, Chris Warren in eighth, Aaron Warren in ninth, Chris Gomes in the 10th position. 11th is John Gallagher. Scott Milner is in 12th. George Rancon is 13th. 14th is Luke Chadwick. I saw he had a fan out there in the chat. Deion Jones is in 15th. Jonathan Osborne 16th. Actually, he just jumped up. We got a couple of guys making, maybe as they pop onto the grid there. Albert Anderson 16th. Kelly Kill 17th. Dave Mayberry is in 18th. 19th is Mike Everidge. 20th is Russ Kilgore. For whatever reason, I know what's going on here, folks. As they're pulling off the lane, I don't think I mentioned it. We had some penalties from last week. That's why the lineup was changing on me in real time. So let's get you those penalties. The penalties for tonight's race. We had a few. That's just for some contact while we were at Talladega. Imagine that, Talladega, we had contact between drivers. Never happens. Anyway, the 01 of Kelly Kill. These are your penalties, folks. 01 of Kelly Kill, 29 of Dave Mayberry, the 81, Jonathan Osborne, 82, Mike Everidge, and the 99, America's Driver, Albert Anderson. Like I said, nothing nefarious. We have strict rules on contact. You lose 5 points from your total for that race. And then you also have to start at the rear of the field for the next race. So those guys will be kind of driving from the back at a little bit of a deficit, but they're very talented and capable drivers. Don't be surprised to see them up there pretty quick. We have a 21 truck field right now. It's looking good. We've had a little bit smaller fields here towards the end of the season because as we get into the fall, a lot of these drivers have families and commitments that they have to be at. So we expect that to jump right back up for next season as we get into the fall. There's people indoors, they want to have indoor activities in those cold places of the country. Should be a great showing. Only one parade lap here, and they're going to go green. You're going to see that truck pull off as they come. They're into 3 and 4 now. And we should get underway. So the flagman, Barney, starts the race. After that, it's always going to be on the leader. They get to start within the restart zone, but this time it's going to be on iRacing, on the flagman.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are underway, folks. I think we got a good green start here.
Hey, Trevor got a black flag, Maury.
So Mike Adams is out front in that awesome looking Skull Bandit number 88 machine. Throwback to high, wide, and handsome Harry Gant. Mr. September. For those of you know, you know. Got Trouble out there saying go 29. Welcome, Trouble. So far, so good, folks. This is not an easy track to race at. It tends to go green if we can get past the start or restart. There are no competition cautions in this league. We go until there's an incident. Right now, it looks like we are incident free and starting to get stuck in and get to racing. It's a very strategic track. All right, so let's talk about Indianapolis for a second. This is a 2.5-mile flat rectangle quad oval with long straights, as you're watching right now, and tight corners. The surface is pretty aged as of the current age of it. It's the historic bricks. It's the reason why it's called the Brickyard, or on the start-finish line. It's an unforgiving track. Precision trumps aggression here. You have to be precise, you have to be calculated, and time out and plan your passes. Many times you go a lap or 2 laps just setting up a competitor to be able to complete the pass, because getting alongside, catching them, or getting alongside and actually getting by them are many different things. The turns here are shallow with banking. They're 9.2 degrees within the corners, especially turn 1. This obviously the speedway is in Indianapolis. The holy ground where legends kiss the bricks, like I mentioned previously. This facility opened in 1909 and is the oldest major racing facility in the United States and a monument to speed and legacy. Now, the traits here, you got to be very disciplined on your throttle. Qualifying, as we saw, demanded a lot of surgical throttle, lift early, roll late. But in the race, it's very nuanced on that throttle. You got to finesse it getting into the corners, especially into turn 1 and 3. And then try to be as aggressive as you can on the exit, but you got to take care of that right rear tire as well. Momentum is key here. Build slowly, and mistakes are magnified whenever you mess up, because you got to then get back into rhythm, build your momentum back up, as we see the 81 making a pass there over the 82. And it's a very demanding track. The tire degradation here, especially on the right front, is during long green flags, is pretty significant. Heat cycles can punish the overall tire period. But like I said, watch out for turns 2 and 4. As they start to wear those tires out, they end up scraping that wall, sometimes outright trying to knock it down. If we get cautions here, especially late race cautions, that can really flip people's strategies. Lots of times I mentioned this is a long green flag type running event. But those late cautions, and especially the aggression that's going to ramp up at the moment of restart, can really flip a race upside down. You could be leading this entire race and find yourself mid-pack or worse on a restart, and then get involved in an incident, maybe not even of your own making, your entire day's ruined. All right, let's take a check back up at the front of the track. Nothing's changed up here. You got Mike Adamson. He's out to a 1-second lead so far over Dylan Bryant. Third place is in the number 10 truck of Andrew Cawthon. Andy Player in the 13th is in 4th. And the 721 is in fifth position, Mr. Redding is. This is probably it. I've seen Mike Adamson race here before, along with Dylan Bryant. Both of these guys are very good at this facility. And they're starting to stretch it out on the field just a bit.
Sorry, Tom. You're good.
See Albert Anderson Sr. out there in the chat saying, no worries about the penalties, son. You can do it. Talking to the 99 truck, he absolutely can. He's super fast here. But get a caution. He makes a bunch of passes. He's going to be right up in the thick of this. All right, we got 7 laps into the books here. Clean and green, as we say. Going to take this opportunity, go towards the rear of the field, and run you through and see where your favorite driver may be running. Right now, Trevor Robertson out of McCrory, Arkansas. He is in 21st position, down 19 spots from where he began this race. He did not have a penalty tonight. Double check that. He did not have a penalty, so something must have happened on that start for him to end up this far back at this point. Let's take a look at the track map. You can see he is not even at the back of the field here, so if we get a chance to caution, maybe we'll figure out what happened to him there. Moving on, John Gallagher in the 20th position right now, racing out of Roseville, California, down 9 spots so far. Got Tom Barish, Gulf Coast, Mississippi's own, down 12 positions where he started. He's running 19th. De'Aaron Jones out of Diamondale, Michigan. He's running 18th position. Russ Kilgore just forward of him, racing out of Yorkville, Illinois. Up 4 spots from where he began, running 17th. Kelly Keel out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin is up 2 positions so far. He did have a penalty, so he's racing his way from the back. Right now, he's in 16th position, just behind Dave the Mouth Mayberry in 15th, who's also up 4 positions. And then Mike Everidge, another one of the guys with a penalty. So these guys with penalties, like I mentioned, they're making their way forward, including Albert Anderson's already up to 11th position. In between Mike Everidge here, we got Scott Milner out of Pittsburgh, Indiana, running 13th. Luke Chadwick, saw some fans out there in the chat. He's running in 12th, up 2 spots so far. And as I previously mentioned, America's driver, Albert Anderson from out of Washington, D.C. is running 11th. So there for Papa Anderson out there in the chat, he is making his way in the correct direction. Jonathan Osborne, did he have one tonight? He did. So all these guys are right together. Looks like Jonathan is the first truck out of the guys who had a penalty. Right now, he's running in 10th already, up 6 positions. George Rincon, racing out of Cumming, Georgia. Right now, up 4 spots, running in 9th. Aaron Warren, he's running up 1 spot so far, running in the 8th position. His brother just in front of him, Chris Warren, running in the 7th position. Jesse Redding out of Knoxville, Iowa. He's right where he started the race, in 6th position. Chris Gomes racing out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's up 5 so far, running in 5th. And Andy Player, 4th position, right where he started. Oh, I saw the 01 back there. Looks like kind of got out of shape there for a moment. He must have thought he was going to touch that wall and kind of pulled it down a bit. To finish off our run through the field here, Andrew Cawthon up 2 spots, running in 3rd out of Bartow, Florida. And Dylan Bryant is closing in on the leader in that 51 truck. Dylan's already up 1 spot, looking to take the top position here. being really patient about this. I don't know if I mentioned previously, but the fuel run here is about 21 to 22 laps, maybe a bit further if you're good at saving fuel. And we'll see when they start to go in. We should definitely see green flag laps here tonight. As I mentioned, as you can tell, this race tends to spread a bit, and we get green flag runs unless there's an incident with a single truck. Sometimes on worn tires, a couple of guys might be battling and end up causing an incident between them. This is where we're at right now, folks. That was your run through the field with 12 laps in the books. About another 10 laps or so, we should see green flag pit stops. I see Kathy A out there in the chat saying, you got this, Albert? He certainly does. He's making a good run for it. And Sarah Vaught, my daughter, who is currently on the East Coast. I'm not going to tell you guys where. But thanks, Sarah, for watching. To see her in the chat. And since we got a moment, folks, if you like to hear what it's like inside of these virtual trucks, I'm going to do a crank it up segment here so you can hear what these drivers hear on the track. And we'll be right back. Folks, there you have it. That was our Crank It Up segment. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like this league, make sure you like, subscribe, and never miss a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday night event, which we're always live at 9 p.m. Eastern. So hit that notification bell as well. Up front, you still have Dylan Bryant actually has now taken the lead. Andrew Cawthon is in second. Chris Gomes is in third. Andy Player is in fourth. Take a look. Mike Adamson may have made a pit stop there. He did at lap 15. So that's why Mike is now back in the 20th position. And while I was away for that Crank It Up segment, I did see, Lori, you saw a message across the screen. Lori saying hello to both Sarah, my daughter, and Miles. Hello, Miles and Sarah. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. So Tom Barish also went in on lap 15 to get service. So their plan, I'm assuming they may believe that this is going to go green for the entire event. I don't know that Dylan Bryant's taking any chances here. Probably going to run that tank dry, I think, at this point. I'm going to double check something here. Not going anywhere, folks. Just give me 1 second. Checking on one of the radio settings. And looks like we're all good. Saw some more takers on pit lane. Andrew Cawthon's in the pit lane. Dave Mayberry's in pit lane.
Sorry about that, George. It's all good.
When will your leader hit lane? Right now, he's holding a 2.3 second lead over Chris Goins in 38. Now, the 38 machine is very good at saving his tires. Don't know, and I'm sure that the 51 knows this. He tends to come on strong towards the end of these long runs. So this is going to turn into a bit of a cat and mouse game between these leaders. Mike Adams has already made his chess move so far, and he's up to 17th. He will cycle back towards the front, but he's looking at significantly older tires at that point. He went in at 15, so he's already 5 laps older. Depending on how long the leaders here can stretch out this fuel run, they're going to have significant tire advantage over him. He's been running faster laps for the last 5 laps. So it's a question of what's better. Faster on the front end of the run, faster on the late end of the run. Edith Anderson out there saying, keep it up, 99. Yeah, 99's hitting pit lane. I just heard he's in 6th position. Let's go take a look and see him go in lane. Albert Anderson racing out of Washington, D.C., making his first pit stop here tonight.
Hello.
I would expect to see full service on this machine. Full tank of fuel, fresh fuel goods. Back underway for the DeWalt man. Kelly Kill's in.
This time for
123 is in. Deion Jones passing by there in the 4th. We got like a gold rush here on pit lane.
23 this time by. 23 this time by.
And your leaders is now coming on pit lane along with Chris Goins. So 51 and 38 are making their way on. Chris is right there on his back bumper. Made some good ground up on the 51, getting into pit lane here. Right now on pit lane, Chris Goins, Aaron Warren, Jesse Reddy, Chris Warren, Jonathan Osborne, George Rincon, Luke Chadwick, and Scott Milner. Here comes the 88 machine, passing all of them. It should take over the lead here. Question is, how far out in front is he going to be? He just now takes over the lead. You see they're still on pit lane. He's out there in that number 33 Skull Bandit machine. What a great looking machine. Little inside joke here. I used to run that paint scheme, and Lori's not too crazy about it. But I would say it's looking mighty dapper here tonight at Indianapolis. Got his trimmed out, a little bit of gold. Good looking paint scheme there, Mike Adamson. Mike is out to a 7-second advantage over Andrew Cawthon in 10th. And nearly 11 seconds over Dylan Bryant. So here's the question. Is Dylan Bryant, you see as crossing the start finish line here, is Mike Adamson with Dylan Bryant coming out of 4. So basically, we're looking at straightaway. Right now, I have the number third place machine of 51 highlighted on your track map with the green circle. You can see 2 positions forward of him. The number 1, that's your leader. That's Mike Adamson. So he's still in the back stretch. Here comes Superman off of 2. They're both on the same stretch as Mike Adamson enters into turn 3. So that's your distance. It was about 11 seconds. Now it's at 9, under 10 seconds. So he made up a second in that lap alone. So we'll see how this works out and if he's able to save enough tire to be able to do anything with Mike Adamson once he gets to him. But at this point, you're looking at 9 or 10 laps and he should be caught up to him. Cawthon's also catching. He was over 7 seconds out, but the number 10 machine is now within, going to be under 5 seconds, probably coming out of the next 2 turns here. We're watching the number 10 machine here, Andrew Cawthon. You can see his onboard display on your screen right now, making his way down the backstretch, going into 3 and 4. But every time I race this track, I mean, it's interesting. It's 2 very long stretches is the way I looked at it, and then like 2 little short straightaways in between the turns. A very unique track, being a rectangle like it is. Anyway, right now, Andrew Cawthon is making up significant ground on your leader, Mike Adamson. Won't be too much longer, and you're going to have that 51 machine in the back pocket of the 10, looking to take that away as well. And this is your current points leader. If he finishes up here in the top 5, top 10, he's nearly going to be unbeatable going into Miami Homestead for that championship for season 2. He's got close. 38 got to that coming out to the outside retaining wall there, coming out of 2. Lots of times we do have an onboard camera for Chris Gomes. He's one of the only drivers in this series that runs VR. We don't have one tonight, so I can't show you, but it's always entertaining to watch him. He has a lot more head movement than the average driver in this league. Having a great run tonight right now. In the 4th position. See Kyle Vaught out there in the chat saying, vroom, vroom. Hello, Kyle. Your sister's in the chat, by the way, if you didn't notice. Always good for the Vaught kids to jump in here and say hello. They're scattered all over the United States. Tends to be what happens in a military family. Comes that 99 machine. Albert Anderson is up in 5th, up 12 spots for the Anderson clan out there, wondering where their driver was at. Good looking paint scheme on that 99 machine. Anderson's had a great run here tonight, coming from the rear, going his speed and pace, and his determination. He's one guy, he gets a bit between his teeth. He better look out. Kenneth Warnock out there in the chat saying a lot of laps left for the 51. Great driving. We'll back up and take another check on that. You got Bryant is now within under 6 seconds of the lead. You can see how as the run goes along, his fresh tires are super fast. He is not tracking down the leader at the same clip that he was. He's right now is trying to stay within the draft of the 10 machine, who's trying to break it, going down the backstretch. That's why you saw kind of the snake action going on there. A little side to side.
Give you bottom here, Luke.
Andrew Cawthon having a great run here tonight. Good qualifying. He's up 3 spots so far. He is in the mix in the hunt for this win here at Indianapolis. See Kyle out there in the chat saying, yeah, he saw that. What's up, Sarah? All right, folks, I see 14 folks out there. I don't see 14 likes. If you do enjoy what you're seeing on the screen, make sure you like, subscribe, and don't miss out on any of the racing action here in the Vigilante Racing League. We are on air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Set your watch by it. We come on air maybe a little bit before that, you know, to give you some commercials and some information, but we are going live with racing 9 p.m. Eastern on those 3 nights. All right, so we should be coming up on green flag pit stops again here soon. So if Mike Adamson runs it out the entire way right now, he should be coming in for pit service in about 5 more. As you see the 51 making a move here on the 10. Looks like he made that pretty. Doesn't hit the wall here. Yep, nice slide job. He gets out there. Little co-opetition out there. Bryant saying thank you for the 10. The 10's like, hey, you're faster right now. Maybe I'll duck in behind you. We can make some progress on catching that 88 machine. Drivers are super respectful of each other. And they have some of the best racecraft I've seen in iRacing. So as I was mentioning, Mike Adamson should be coming up on his pit cycle again. He was last in at 15. That means he could go 35, maybe a little bit further, depending on how much he can stretch it.
I'll tell you when I'm lifting this time, Luke.
He is about 3 seconds in front of the 51. 51 still closing on him.
Now.
To your top 4 right there in that shot. Yeah, it's got Chadwick out there. Luke Chadwick's telling somebody to go get him. I think he's telling that to Dave Mayberry. We just got around. A little more competition there between these drivers. We're on board with Dave Mayberry right now. So Dave is also part of a new broadcast that we have. I mentioned we're live on Monday nights now. Well, that's all part of the live on track segment here at VRN, in which you're going to be able to see both myself and Dave, our in-car cameras and our live vision on track with these drivers for the mock races on Monday. I just saw the 82 hit the wall back there. So make sure you check in, because it's a little more lively on the Monday night mock events. These drivers push a little bit harder. They got to find where the limit is. And it's a lot of fun to be on track, because it gives us insight for these broadcasts on Wednesday. We can better inform you on what's going on the track, you know, what kind of schemes we got. It looks like maybe, switching gears here, the 82 might be a little wounded from that contact with the wall. All right, so keeping an eye. We're now looking for green flag watch. When's it going to happen? When is Adamson going to make his pit stop here? The Bryant is looming in the back of that shot there. He was at 3 seconds last we checked on this. Uh-oh. There we go. Like Adamson popped out for a moment. But Dylan Bryant's been able to close that down within a second. He's now at 0.66. Mike's coming up on Tom Barish there in the 35 machine. Tom's currently on the tail end of the lead lap, so this will be putting him 1 lap down. If he makes this pass, looks like he's going to. 51 gets a little squirrely coming out of there. There are no indications and warnings that he's going to pit lane this time at all, so we'll see. I'm sure he wants to keep it a surprise from Bryant. Neither of them making the pit lane trip this time. Let's throw the dash up here for a second to see the maximum speed Adamson gets up to, getting down here. It's like 183 so far, and that was it. 183 was the max speed as the 51's coming in to challenge him right now for the lead. You see, he got into the corner much better. Like I mentioned, he's at least 5, maybe a little bit more laps. Older tires on that Skull Bandit machine. Superman's looking to take advantage here. Making a move down the front stretch, or excuse me, the back stretch. Maybe he'll make it through here. He's got position now. Yeah, the angle. Mike's better off just dropping in line here and not lose any more ground to the 38 of Gomes behind them. Mike's still staying out on the track here. Right now, top drivers, Dylan Bryant first, Mike Adamson second, Chris Gomes third, Andrew Cawthon is in 4th position, Albert Anderson's in 5th. And about 8.5 seconds back from this fight right here we're watching, that is, Albert is. Jonathan Osborne 7th, Aaron Warren 8th, Jesse Redding 9th, and George Rincon in the 10th position. And Mike Adamson is going to make his way on the pit lane right now.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution comes out right when he goes on pit lane. I don't know if he's going to get a penalty for that. We'll figure out what happened with the caution. But if it was out before he crossed the commitment line, unfortunately, he may be starting in the rear. If he was fortunate enough to get across it, he may be okay. We got to find out what happens here. But let's go back and see if we can figure out what the yellow flag was for. At 36 laps into the race, the first caution of the day.
Checking up out of 2.
Looks like maybe the 01 machine had an issue.
Sorry about that.
Oh, just brushes that outside wall coming out of... Oh, gets both the inside and the outside retaining wall. Is trying to keep it out of the outside line.
Another lap or 2, you pass me, player.
Don't know what the extent of the damage. Doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, man, you made a good call that pit stop.
Just don't know if you have any wheel damage would the negatively affect him. We'll have to check in with the Kelly and see what happened.
Yeah, but you were getting...
I mean, we know what happened as far as, you know, old tires were getting late in the run there, just a little brush of the wall. But then your tires are so hot and slick, it's like racing on ice. And so if you get a little wiggle, this is the kind of the result. You see, you're riding with Mike Adamson right now. He's making his way around onto the front stretch. Some of these trucks may have hit pit lane. They might be a lap down looking to take the wave around. As you see, the majority of your field is on pit lane right now. Pretty much everybody except Mike and Tom Barish and Gallagher. And Gallagher is right here in front of Mr. Mike Adamson. See where Kelly's at. Kelly Kill, that is, in the 01 machine. Lori's out there in the chat saying, check Adamson entering the pits. See if we can do that. So we'll go back to the moment of yellow. Put it on Mike Adamson. Now, according to the timeline, I just clicked on that yellow flag and it's showing that Mike is not in pit lane. Let's take a look at the pit lane lights. Maybe we can get an indication there. They're green, green, green. They turn red just before he hits that line. So to me, I'd be shocked if Mike doesn't have a penalty from iRacing right there. And this is just one of those things. You've seen this. You've seen drivers get caught in real life. I want to say Kevin Harvick one year at Bristol, or maybe Martinsville. I think it was Bristol. I remember he had just, I mean, he was right there, just like this is. And, you know, you can't even stop your momentum at this point. What are you going to do? You're just a victim of circumstances and just unlucky. Yeah, that's going to end up being probably going to put him at the end of the longest line for entering a closed pit. So now Mike is going to have to race his way from the rear after having a great run here tonight, leading most of this race between him and Dylan Bryant. It's an unfortunate circumstance. Riding on board with Dylan Bryant. We should see the lights go off in the pace truck this time by. That 123 is a lap car. He will wave around and we'll get back underway and get green. But until then, let's see if we can't get a word with the 01 machine. Kelly Kill. Hey Kelly, it's out in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Hey, I got you.
Hey man, we saw that incident. Looked like I'm surmising a little bit of an old tire factor there. Just got a little graze on the wall, and then it's so hard to catch it on hot tires like that. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I don't know how to save tires here, and I've used them up, and unfortunately, I saw Trevor coming. I was just hoping I wasn't going to get in his way and take him out, but it looks like he was able to get through. But we'll see what happens here. I got my fast repair, so I don't have a fast repair left, but I think I got 2 sets of tires left, so we'll see what happens here. Just try to ride it out.
Oh yeah, man, we got a long way to go here. So hey, thanks for talking to us. Hate that happened to you, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
All right, buddy.
Yep.
That is the 01 of Kelly Kill. Got the car, got the truck back up underneath him. It's ready to go. As you see, the 88 machine is now back at the rear of the pack like we expected was going to happen. He's actually starting right behind Kelly. Don't have enough time before they go green here, folks, so they're going to, otherwise I would get a word with Mike as well. I don't want to take away the driver's focus at this point. We'll go back to the front, kind of reset the field. You got Dylan Bryant first. Chris Goins is in second. Andrew Cawthon third. Albert Anderson is up to 4th position, and he is with the leaders now, Anderson clan. So let's see if he gets up there and mix it up with them. And rounding out your top 5, Andy Player. This truck will duck off here and control the races with the 51. He gets the launch within the restart zone. That orange zone you see there. And he launches towards the end, gets a nice launch there. Over the 38, the 10, and the 99. 99's kind of boxed out to the outside on that line. 51's away free and clear. Penn's looking to make a move up underneath the 38 machine. 38 nearly has clipped the wall there. Way clear now. We're all lined up. 99 kind of pulls out a little bit. He's being hounded by that 81 machine of Jonathan Osborne, who's looking to make a move immediately. He's there. Got position going into 3 and 4. Albert's just going to play it safe here. Looks like he's going to try to fight back on the outside, but he's not going to put his truck in danger. He's still there on the outside fighting back. You see him snaking down the backstretch, trying to break each other's draft. Such a long draft does come into play here. This is not a super speedway per se, but draft is a thing here. As you see the 99 dropping behind the 81. 81 gets a little bit loose. 99 is looking to maybe do a crossover move going in. 81's trying to shut the door on him. 13 of Andy players sneaking to the background here, waiting to pick up the pieces if they lose control into this turn. 99 goes down, shows his nose. He's going to be there. Got the run into the short chute. Part of the issue is he's not able to track out to the outside wall, so I don't know if he's going to have enough to get him in this. It depends on who the 13 goes with, and right now it looks like the 13 is going to go with that 99. No, he's going to make it 3 wide. Got a good run himself. This is going to get pretty sketchy, folks. They're making it through there pretty good right now. Some of the best racing we've seen tonight. The only downside of this battling is that this group of trucks is losing touch with the leaders. Dylan Bryant's out to a 0.7 lead already over Gomes. And for this, what you're looking at is nearly 3 seconds behind it. This battle is 81.99 just going at it. Thirteen's not afraid to get up there and mix it up, but he's trying to be smart about it. Doesn't want to put himself in harm's way. But this battle is holding up the 13 and allowing the likes of Jesse Redding, Trevor Robertson, and George Rincon to close in. So he's getting a little impatient now, making his move out of the 99 because he knows if he doesn't go, he's going to get past. 99's trying to do a crossover here and get back underneath the 13. Not successful this time. Still looking hard, keeping those left sides down below the white line. Little defensive line from the 13 there as he gets in, making it basically undesirable for the 99 to try and go any lower because he wouldn't make the turn. Now it looks like the 81 and the 13 may have completed this pass outright and are going to start to pull away perhaps from that 99 machine of Albert Anderson, who's now down to 6th position. Lori's out there in chat saying this is making me nervous. Albert Anderson Sr. out there saying, hang in there, Mike. I think he's talking about Mike Adamson after having that unfortunate timing going into the pit lane. Now let's check in on Mr. Mike Adamson. He is already back up to the 11th position, challenging Aaron Warren for 10th. Mike is incredibly fast here. He knows that he needs to make short work of the midfield if he has any chance of getting back up there and challenging for this victory. He's not out of it by any means. We're just over halfway. He can make good progress here, maybe get a fortunate caution that he's not involved with. He can make another run at this championship, not the championship, but for the win of this race here tonight. Everybody's still super tight, as you can see from that camera view. Nobody's really running away, but they're just far enough away from each other that we're not seeing a lot of challenges for pass or challenges for position. We do see a little bit up here with Albert Anderson and company. Trevor Robertson's looking to get around him. 81's falling back into the clutches of the 99. Maybe there was grub of the wall or something, or maybe the 13 was able to get up there and he slowed him down and making the pass. 6 is looking pretty impatient though. 99 is going back after the 81. Did the 81 burn up his tires a little bit and getting away from Albert in the first place? This is getting a little bit crazy here. Hope it doesn't turn into an incident. Trevor Robertson out there really are making a good use of that inside line. He's unfortunately put the 99 in a bad position going into turns 1 and 2, or disadvantage rather, so that way he can complete this pass. We'll see if the 99 is able to hang on. Right now, Albert's has bled a couple positions from the restart and may drop to 7th right here, which he is. As the 6 is trying to pull the slide job, and he does. 99 hits the wall, just like 01, but he's able to hang on to it incredibly. Hopefully it was a pretty glancing blow and didn't do any damage to his truck. You see the 88 already back up there, trying to pass 99 now for the 9th position. Mike Adamson is in 10th right there in that Skull Bandit. Big, beautiful green machine, Lori, of the Skull Bandit 88.
Yeah, it was.
You're not missing anything in the front, folks. Dylan Bryant still has that lead with Chris Goins in second. Andrew Cawthon third. Andy Player fourth. And Jonathan Osborne is now up to the fifth position, though. Bryant's not running away with it from Goins. He's not even a second out in front of him. It's nearly, just over 2.5 seconds back to third position from those two front runners.
Dave, I'm not going to call you here, bro. All right,
Okay, I just heard on the radio Anderson Clan, Albert is saying he has damage from that blow, and that's why he's bleeding more spots. So I don't know that he's probably hoping for a caution, or if he can get the pit lane and use that fast repair. He does have one here tonight. Everyone starts off with one fast repair, but unfortunately for him, he is going to be bleeding spots by the bunches. Actually, he's going on pit lane right now. Looks like he's decided he's better to go ahead and take his medicine now and get that truck fixed up. And with that, we're going to head back up front here, folks. Take a look at your leader, 51 of Dylan Bryant. He is sitting right at 1 second in front of the 38 of Chris Goins. And like I mentioned before, Chris is known in this series
I don't know if that was net code or not.
to make late surges at the end of these runs. He's very, very good at taking care of his tires, knowing when to hit the go pedal. We'll see if that's the same here. He is now under a second here. We did see 51 take a little bit of a slide. That might be the reason why. Lost about a tenth in those two corners. Let's try to run through the field from the front to the back this time. Keep that on screen there for you. So the 51, Dylan Bryant is your leader. You got Chris Goins right now in second. Up 8 positions from where he began this race. Looking to take home the trophy here tonight. Andrew Cawthon running in third position out of Bartow, Florida. He's up 2 spots from where he began. We have Andy Player in fourth position. And he started the race right there in fourth. He's looking probably to take care of his stuff and take a late run at these guys for the win as well. You can see he's focused getting into the corner here. We'll just watch him for a moment. And it doesn't look like we're doing much when we show you these sometimes, folks, but I tell you, the feedback in the wheel, the precision you're having to place that truck to make sure you don't hit the wall or lose speed and timing in those corners, tremendous.
Albert, I misjudged the timing. I'm falling in behind you going into 3.
So that's your fourth position, Andy Player. Then moving back on Jonathan Osborne, being challenged here for the 6 machine rather for that position. We'll stay here and watch this for a moment. It kind of pans out, then we'll move on back through the field here. 6 is looking to get that spot. 81 was trying to keep him pinched down. 6 had too much momentum. And you got looks like Gallagher right there behind him, but he is that Hardy's truck is a lap down, so this is not for position with these guys. You may have fresher tires. You might see him get around pretty quick as we're coming up on 50 laps complete here tonight. So we got that position. We'll continue on back. We were just talking about Jonathan. Jonathan races out of Woodbury, New Jersey. Mainstay for this league, always fast everywhere we go. A threat you cannot ignore. George Rincon's back here with Mike Adamson. He's being challenged for that 7th position. Rincon has it. Mike wants it. Great run for this stint, folks, for Mike Adamson to be able to come from the rear like he has already back up to 7th as he does complete the pass over the 28 machine. And again, Lori, he's looking very stylish in his Skull Bandit 88. Moving on back here, we'll take a look. Aaron Warren is running in 9th position. He started the race right there, so he's maintained his starting position at least, looking to gain some more moving forward. Brother Chris Warren there in that Goodies throwback machine. Always like that. It's good looking paint. That 44. He's running in 10th. Followed closely by Luke Chadwick, the 9 machine. Dave Mayberry running here out of Tucson, Arizona. Got Scott Milner out there talking to somebody. Can't make out what it is. Sounds like he's explaining it. situation on track there. No caution came out for that though. Whatever it was. So Mayberry's running up 7 spots where he began tonight. Got Albert Anderson Sr. out there in the chat saying, you know, oh no to that slide he saw the 99 take after touching the outside retaining wall. But it came back also to say, incredible save. Terrible break for him, but still a lot of racing left to go. Certainly is. See the 70, it looks like the number 2 machine, Russ Kilgore, staying right there with the 29. This would be for position. Looks like he's looking to make a move here. Russ is racing out of Yorkville, Illinois. He's up 8 spots from where he began this race. Oh, we see the 01 back there. Really, his rear end was like it was out from underneath him.
I did not hit. I hit the cold this time. So when you cleared it, it was fine. But as I got to the end of the road, another one popped up and said, I'm safe.
Sounds like Scott Miller's explaining something to the race admin there. All right, continuing back. Riding on board right now with Mike Everidge out of Melbourne, Kentucky. Mike's running at 14th, 6 spots up from where he began tonight. We got Scott Milner at 15th. He's down 3 spots. He was just on the radio with Lori, talking about something to do with entering exit pit lane. iRacing gave him a black or something. Could have been erroneous, and he was trying to work that out with her. Lori's in here. I know you hear me talking and the broadcast is up, but Lori's behind the scenes making all this happen. Keeping her, sprinkling her pixie dust across here, making sure everything is in order. I have nothing to do with that. That's entirely her. Got Tom Barish in that throwback Hardy's machine. Right now, Tom is in 16th position right now. Deion Jones, along with many of his teammates, are running a pink paint scheme here tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As we see Dave Mayberry jumped on the pit lane there. Saw a lot of smoke too. Kelly Kill is on pit lane. All right, we'll go back out here. Now we're riding on board with Albert Anderson. Albert is in 18th after that misfortune he had. Looking to make a comeback. So that would be an early pit stop for him. It might work out where he's up front and there's a caution during a pit cycle and he could end up at the front of the field. Right now in 18th as we move back to John Gallagher. 123 machine running in 19th position. Saw 13 hitting pit lane right there as we went by. Player is also running that McConey setup shop paint scheme, but he's divided it up between the normal yellow and black scheme and a pink tribute in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll take a look. Jesse Redding in the 721. We got him running in 20th position. He's racing out of Knoxville, Iowa. Right now he's running with the 82 machine. This is not for position. And that is through the field from the front to the back, folks. Let's go back up front. Chris Goins has now overtaken the 51 for the lead. We mentioned that he was very good at saving his stuff. 51 is going to hit the pit lane right now to try and gain an advantage after being passed for the lead. So as he's going on pit lane at lap 56, that's still not going to get him to the end of this race. That's probably 76, a little plus if it goes green, and they got to go to 85. This is going to get super interesting as we get along into this last stint, folks. Right, 10's going in right now. We got Trevor Robertson, Aaron Warren, Scott Milner on pit lane, Deion Jones just behind him. Kelly Kill must be out of the race, perhaps, because he's been sitting there for quite a while. We'll take a look at his onboard to confirm. Yeah, I don't see much there. It looks like he's he must have used his fast repair. Maybe he got some more damage. He's having to repair it manually. As we got Mike Adamson is now the leader of the pack, folks. taking over the lead as Chris Gomes, Andrew Koth, and George Rincon all on pit lane right now. So your leader, Chris Gomes, is on pit lane, relinquishing that to the 88 machine of Mike Adamson. And in honor of him taking over the lead, we just have to ride along here and admire that Gold Bandit paint scheme, Lori. Once again, really looks good out there tonight. You notice she's not saying anything to me in the chat, folks. I ran that for many years, and she was happy to see me move on from it. She finally convinced me. I'm a big Harry Gant fan, though. And you see him hitting pit lane right now as well. The tire smoke there. Make sure he gets down under the limit. Chris Warren's also going on pit lane, along with Luke Chadwick. Deion Jones coming in pit lane in that 04 machine. And now the lead is over to Jonathan Osborne, who was last on pit road at lap 36. So he's about 22 laps into this run, probably a little bit of caution. We are under caution a little bit there, so he's able to save a little more fuel. Probably cannot stay out there too much longer. Making his way through the short chute between 3 and 4. See if he hits pit lane this time. And he does. Here he comes. Russ Kilgore is second. Russ is right behind him. Russ is coming in as well. Mike Everidge is coming in right behind them, along with Tom Barish, that 35 machine. So this is like cycle back to Dylan Bryant as your leader. He's making his way through 3 and coming into 4. Once he gets down past the start-finish line or past pit lane, he's going to be your leader. And we'll see by how much. So by going in 1 lap earlier than Chris Gomes, he was able to leapfrog him there. But he's only out front by half a second. So again, chess match here, folks. See, the 38 machine of Chris Gomes is right there. And he has the advantage of draft and 1 lap pressure tires. Let's take a look at Albert Anderson. Albert is sitting in 6th position. He was last on pit lane at 46. So like I mentioned, by him going in, he was able to take advantage of that greater speed when he had to go in and repair his damage. But he's going to have to pay his taxes eventually, folks. That meaning he's going to have to hit pit lane before these guys. He was last on at 46, and they were just hitting at 56. So 10-lap difference there. About 6 more laps or so, and Albert's going to have to hit the pit lane to get more go juice. Come back over here and watch this lead. Looks like it's going to get spicy here in a moment as you see Chris Gomes has closed in to 0.25. Maybe not this time, but perhaps in 1 and 2, you're going to see him challenge for the lead. Getting a draft as he's coming down through. Looks like a little defensive move from the 51. He heads back out to the outside, giving the inside line to the 38. 25 laps to go in this race. 51 is not going to give this up easily. Got to be careful on that outside wall. Looking to live another day, so he just falls in behind, maybe in hopes of keeping that draft and keeping it tight. Like I mentioned, they will have to make 1 more green flag pit stop if we don't have a caution. Only 1 caution in this race so far. I don't want to jinx it, folks. And it's not looking with the way things are spread out, unless somebody has an incident on their own, that we're going to have another caution. You can see that track map. We are all over the place. You're looking at the green dot crossing the start finish line with 38 and the 51. and over half a lap back, you have the rear of the field. Let's kind of run you through who's where while you're watching this battle. I don't think it's going to get hotter right here in a moment. Chris Goins is your current leader. Dylan Bryant second, Trevor Robertson third, Andrew Cawthon's in fourth, Andy Player fifth, Mike Adams is up to sixth position, and he's on the same lap with these guys. So good recovery from Mike after having that unfortunate timing entering pit lane right when the caution came out earlier. Albert Anderson right there in the seventh position. Got Kyle Vaught out there saying Trevor is on the move. Trevor's in third. Let's see if he's where he's at right now. He's 2 seconds back off the lead. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he's going to catch these front two. Got Dave Mayberry going through the corners here. Just got around 99. He's kind of in a little bit of a pocket here. Mayberry is one of the drivers that is good with green flag interviews. We've had such a long run here. Let's take a quick discussion with him. See what his plan is for the end of the race. Hey, Dave, it's Alan in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Alan?
Hey, man, I see you're kind of in a little pocket here. Don't let me distract you too much. But
No, I'm good.
great run here tonight, up 12 spots so far. Haven't had a lot of caution flags, so I got to do this green flag interview. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, no worries.
But
Yeah,
what's your plan for the end here? You don't have enough people to make it, do you?
No. I'm pitting. Nobody did after that caution. I mean, I don't know. Anybody can figure that out. They're better than me. I'm pitting on lap 70.
All right, when you get to lap 70.
Yeah, I'm splitting the end. I had, 2 sets of tires left for this final stint or whatever after the last caution. So I'm just going to utilize the max out of my tires. And the leaders pretty much pitted the same time I did. They pitted early. The only thing it could...
Go ahead.
If there's a late caution, then it's going to bite the leaders and myself. But if there's not a late caution, this is the way to go.
I'm gonna let you get focused here. You got 29 or 28 brother coming after you.
Rincon. Yeah.
Let's keep it clean here. But thanks for talking to me. I'll let you go.
Yeah. All right.
Dave Mayberry there. Rincons have much fresher tires by at least 3 laps, maybe 4 laps. So that's why you saw such a closing rate and relatively easy pass of the 29. Get back up front here. Chris Goins has the lead still, but he has stretched that out to second and a half over Dylan Bryant in the 51. As we talked about at the beginning of this race, Dylan Bryant is your current series leader. Chris Goins is in second, so Chris wants to get up here. He was 31 points behind the leader coming into this event. If he's able to hold this position and win, and Bryant stays in second, he's going to gain net 5 points on that lead. So that's not too much. He's probably would rather that the 51 have a bad night and that he was able to go on and win the race. You see Trevor Robertson back there in the background, that six machine. He's losing ground to the leader, but looks like he may be gaining on the second place position. Lori's out there in the chat. She's informing us that Trevor Robertson in the 6 machine did receive a black flag on the start of the race. But he was up front. I mean, he qualified rather in second position. So Trevor is very fast here. And we take a look at the interval here. Like 0.6. The second place there, 0.7. We'll see if that starts to change. Yeah, Trevor was on the move, but maybe he's kind of burnt the good. Oh, you see the 01 in the background there. Is that going to be a caution? Oh, he's able to hold on to it and keep it down on the... He goes back up on the track, but he does it safely after he uses that access road to gather his truck back up. That was a pucker moment for sure for Kelly Kill. Albert Anderson's on pit lane, coming off pit lane rather, after receiving his service. Albert might be in a good position here because everyone else has to pit. We haven't seen our leaders pit yet. We'll see how this works out for him. Wouldn't that be something if that little bit of damage worked out in his favor? Watching your leader right now, Chris Goins at 38 machine. 18 laps to go here. Yeah, that fight between Robertson and Bryant for second and third there, it's like it's kind of stabilized at about 0.7 seconds between them. I'm sure that Trevor really had to run his truck hard just to get back up here in contention now. Once they hit pit lane, we'll see if he's able to make better use of his new tires. Will somebody not take tires? I can imagine that they would not. I would never not take tires after a full run here. All right, folks, I see you out there in the chat. And make sure if you like this type of entertainment and you support these drivers, like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday night 9 p.m. live event. We also have special events, so if you hit that notification bell and it's not a previously scheduled event or not one of the regular nights, you will be notified that we have gone live and you'll be able to check out what we're doing. Sounds like we got Trevor Robertson is on pit lane, along with Andy Player, Andrew Koth, and Jesse Redding. Sounds like maybe Dave Mayberry's hitting pit lane. He is. Getting it down to pit speed here. So is this the move? What can Trevor do with this? He's gone in a little bit early than the other two he was fighting to get around. Kyle's talking about a great comeback for the 6 machine, absolutely. He has not had the advantage of several cautions either to get back in this race, Kyle. Will Chris Goins stay out? Or will he hit pit lane this time to prevent much of an advantage? He does stay out. This is the hard part right here. Dylan's out as well, along with Mike Adamson back there. Mike's actually in third. You don't see him yet in the picture. Looks like Mike might be hitting pit lane. He is. Mike and that Skull Machine's hitting pit lane. I don't know if I ran it earlier, but Lori was out there saying green U in the chat when I was talking about how beautiful this 88 truck is. But I won't let her assuage my admiration for the color. It was great. Chris Goins is your leader, coming down the backstretch, being pursued by Dylan Bryant at 51. He's losing ground to him. Chris is able to pull this out to a 2.3 second advantage right now. And I'm sure you got Dylan in the truck doing high level math right now, trying to figure out, hey, can I take an advantage here? But it's going to be, he's not, no choice now. 38 is going to take the advantage. 51 stays out and assumes the lead. So 51's play here is go long to see if he can catch him with slightly fresher tires. He's last on pit lane at 55. So he can go all the way up to 75. So another 4 laps he could go before having to pit. At least, maybe a little bit more. I don't see a way that anyone on track who has not already pitted is going to be able to make it on fuel. You do have those guys out there who like to really push the limit, the likes of the 13 you see here, but I think he's already pitted. That's why he's making his way around. Your leader, the 51, unlapping himself right now and with ease with those new tires. That's how much they mean. Dylan Bryant's still staying out there. He's going to run it long. Jonathan Osborne is 16 seconds back of Dylan right now at the moment. So it's a gamble. This is what we do, though. Gamble going to pay off for Bryant? I don't know. Is Chris Goins get on and off pit lane with speed? Let's take a look at his pit lane speed. Yep, he's right there in the sweet spot with everyone else. Everyone's pretty good here by getting on and off pit lane. He definitely took 2 tires, maybe 4. I think 4. Coming down to just 10 laps to go in this event. And he's hitting it right now. Superman's got to go in. Get some more go juice. So as he's hitting pit lane, we'll go back and we will ride on board with the 38. See how close this is going to be. Coming out of 4 right now. Looks like that's Trevor Robertson just forward of him, yes. But actually Trevor's in front of Chris. 2-lap older tires. You see Dylan's just now making his way off pit lane as both 38 of Chris Goins and the 6 of Trevor Robertson are going into turn 2. So this is going to be with only 12 laps to go. This is going to be a tall task for 51 to be able to get up there and pass not only those guys, but Andrew Cawthon just passed him. So Andrew Cawthon, Chris Goins, and Trevor Robertson. Your default leader at the moment, once this all shakes out, under green is going to be this man, Trevor Robertson, of McCrory, Arkansas. Coming to 10 to go. He has a 1.1 lead over... Actually, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing there since he's not in the lead yet. He has a 0.42 advantage over Chris Goins, who's right there in his drafts, in his wake, with 2-lap fresher tires. Six almost gets into the outside wall a little bit there. He's really pushing hard, trying to stay in front. He's like 10 laps to go. I can win this. Let's hold this guy off. Try to break a little bit of draft. Doesn't want to give the 38 any help. .38's just latching to the rear of the 6. Looking for his opportunity. Like he's going to take the inside line here, put in the 6 at a disadvantage. Should be able to complete the pass coming out of 2. So let's go up and take a look. Your current leader is actually Jonathan Osborne. He was last on pit lane at lap 58, which is going to get him within 2 laps. Actually, no, excuse me, 7 laps of the end of this race, where you should see him on pit lane in the next couple of laps. Maybe a little bit longer if he was able to save. Right now, both he and Luke Chadwick probably praying for a caution to be able to flip the script on these guys. Right now, they're over 13 seconds in front of the 38 of Chris Goins, who should inherit the lead once they hit pit lane. Just a matter of, will they hit pit lane? Will a caution come out? Are they incredibly able to save 7 laps of fuel? If they do, I want to know where it's hidden at in the roll cage. So as they currently run, Jonathan Osborne is your leader. Luke Chadwick's in second. About 3 seconds back. Then you got Chris Goins third, Trevor Robertson fourth, Mike Everidson in fifth. Andrew Cawthon is in sixth position. Dylan Bryant seventh. Mike Adamson is in eighth. Andy Player ninth. Albert Anderson is in 10th. We're just kind of watching this to see when they pit. 8 laps, coming to 7 laps to go here. George Rincon's 11th. Dave Mayberry 12th. Aaron Warren is in 13th. Chris Warren 14th. Russ Kilgore running the 15th.
When you get to me, bud, I'm all used up.
John Gallagher's in 16th.
Sorry, Russ.
Tom Bear 17th. Scott Milner running 18th. Jesse Redding in 19th. Deion Jones is in 20th. And Kelly Keel is out of the race in 21st. Riding on board here with Jonathan Osborne. When will he pit? Don't hear a lot of tire saving there, or excuse me, fuel saving. Sounds like he's going in this time. And he is. So if this goes green to the end, looks like you're going to have, it's going to come down between Chris Goins and Trevor Robertson. See that 38 machine come by to assume the lead from the 81, as well as Robertson going past us. Robertson's 1.1 seconds back, running on a little bit of a tire deficit. And they are both, well, the leader at least is 8 seconds away from Dylan Bryant. Don't know if Dylan had some issues, maybe a little bit of a wall scrape or something. But he was right in the mix for this win. And now he's in his own little pocket, basically, for third, having got around the 10 machine of Andrew Cawthon. Coming to 5 to go. So drivers talk about tire saving and taking care of your equipment all the time, folks. And you know, you can be told how to do something, but executing tire savings and executing those or even how to run a fast line around a track is a whole nother matter. It comes down to talent, persistence, and just preparation for that race. Did you take enough time to get ready for the race? Did you ensure you had the most efficient line? Did you think about when your pit stops were going to happen, or how long you could run a fuel tank on? In this case, you got Chris Goins out front there, able to come up 9 positions from his starting spot. Maybe he had a hard time on something didn't go right in qualifying, but as you can see on the long run, he's putting these drivers in the hurt locker. He's pulling away from Robertson right now at nearly 1.7 seconds. You want to be hot at the end of this race. 5 laps to go, coming to 4. Over 2 seconds now for your leader.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
They got Kilgore and almost hits the wall there. Russ Kilgore in the 2 machine. He was working with the 81 to allow the 81 around because he had fresher tires. See if we can find you any other battles on the track here. Pretty well spread out. Tom Bearish. Nope, that's pretty well spread out as well. This is for position between Jonathan Osborne and Chris Warren, 44 and the 81. 3 laps to go. These guys are racing for 10th. Not missing anything at the front. Goins and Robertson up there running away with 81's making a move. Like he's going to try it in the 3. He's able to effect that pass, taking over the 10th position from Chris Warren. And we are under 2 laps to go. We'll jump back up here with your leader, who is now out to a commanding 2.6 second lead, making his way around the 721 machine of Jesse Redding. So Trevor at least got back, Trevor Robertson that is, at least got back up to the spot that he started the race in. He did have an early black on the first start of the race. I don't know if he got a little quick to the throttle or what happened, but he was able to, oh, he gets so close to that wall. But he was able, and we're on the final lap here, to get back up to the 2nd position. But unfortunately, he had to use up his stuff to get there. And we mentioned previously several times that the 38 machine of Chris Goins is so good at taking care of his tires. He's making his way into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming out of 4. There's your winner, Chris Goins, the 38 machine here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight, followed by Trevor Robertson in the 6 machine. Dylan Bryant brings it home 3rd.
Good win, Chris.
Andrew Cawthon was able to bring home 4th position. Mike Adamson come home 5th. Andy Player is in the 6th position.
Good.
George Rincon is in 7th, came home 7th. Albert Anderson brought it home 8th, folks. Had a lot of challenges here tonight, but he was able to come home 8th position. Jonathan Osborne brings it home 9th. Chris Warren in the 10th position. Dave Mayberry, 11th. Russ Kilgore, a 12th. Aaron Warren, 13th. Luke Chadwick brings it home 14th. Tom Barish, 15th. Scott Miller's already off the track. He comes home 16th. Mike Everidge, John Gallagher, Jesse Redding, Deion Jones, and Kelly Kill round out your 21 truck finishing order. Well, that's it, folks. A little bit anticlimactic at the end, but you got to admire a clinic. And Chris Goins put on a clinic on how to save tires and bring it home. He won. We're going to get an interview with Mr. Scott Miller momentarily here. Make sure you don't go anywhere, because we are going to be right back. right, folks, we are back and we're about to get an interview with your winner tonight, the 38 of Chris Gones. Get him pulled up into the booth here. Yeah, actually have an issue pulling him in. Let's see if we can get him in this time. Hey, Chris, it's down in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Hey, Alan, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, great run here tonight. Up 9 positions from where you started this race. Talked a lot about in the broadcast at how tremendous you are at saving your tires and how you come on super strong at the end of long green flag runs. What was your plan entering the night, and did you have issues on the qualifying lap causing you to start back around 10th?
So I never really qualify well for whatever reason. I just don't have the single lap speed. So I usually start, back half of the top 10 or 15 sometimes. But with that being said, I was able just to kind of methodically work my way through. I knew I really love these fast, flat tracks. This one, Pocono, things like that. They drive a lot like a road course, which I really like. You got the long straights, you got to get the runs off and things like that. So it just really fits into my driving style really well. Was able to kind of work my way through. Got a little ways back from the leaders there on that first run just because of the starting spot, and was able to run them back down a little bit, and just had a good battle there with Dylan, and then there at the end with Trevor, and kind of outsave a little bit and pull out and run my race.
Well, hey, man, it was great to watch. You put on a clinic there, made it a little anticlimactic for us in the end, and pulling out to nearly a 3-second lead. But you have to appreciate that whenever you get a chance to see it. Old school race fans certainly do. I know I do. But was there a moment in the race when you knew you had this in the bag? You were battling with the 51 there for a long time, and then a late challenge from the 6 machine. Did anybody have anything for you in the end?
Oh, absolutely. If the cards had fallen just a little bit differently, I'm probably running 5th, maybe. If caution comes out there at the end, you've got Osborne and I think Chadwick and a couple of those guys, even Dylan, he was on newer tires. If there was a caution there at the end, I'm not winning. So, there was never really a time where the last 4 or 5 laps, I was running there behind my buddy Jesse, and we were just kind of chatting there for a second, and then I was like, I'm just trying to run my race, and then I got around him to avoid some of that aero push. So just trying to keep contact with where my markers were and things. So but those last 3 laps just kind of running my line, and I really felt like I had it in the bag when I crossed that start finish line for that last time.
All right, man. Well, hey, great run again. Congratulations. Before I let you go, do you have any shout outs for teams, fans, or family?
Yeah, definitely. We just want to shout out admins over here, Lori. You do a lot with it as well, and everybody that runs with me. Just a lot of fun to run. You can run close, run hard, and not have any issues. So just everybody over here, obviously you, Alan, for the broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch these, especially when you do well. You don't necessarily enjoy it too much when you get wrecked out, but when you do well, they're fun to watch. So shout out to Track Bar Media, Ace Burgers and Beer. They just opened a new restaurant in downtown Charlotte. So if you, with High Tide Hospitality, so if you're ever in the Charlotte metro area, go check those guys out. And then obviously my buddy Jesse over here and teammate over here, just shout out to him, working some strategy with us and everything. So I look forward to Homestead next week, and got a tall hill to climb to catch Dylan in the points, but I think we made a little bit of a dent in it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man, we're looking forward to that. Closing out the season strong, getting ready for the next season. But we gotta close this one out first. Tremendous run here tonight and the entire season, really, Chris. Congratulations, and we'll see you on track next week.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
You too. Good night. That's a 38 machine, tonight's champion here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, folks. Great run. Put on a clinic there on how to save your tires on a long green flag run. He said it there. Hey, if there was a late race caution, it was going to be really, he's going to be in the hurt locker there for being able to hold off those other hungry hounds behind him. But anyway, what a race. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I certainly did. And let's take another last check on everything. in the chat here. Albert Anderson Sr.'s out there saying, hey, after all that, still top 10 finish. Proud of you, son. Talking about the 99 machine of Albert Anderson. Yeah, able to really work what he had of a bad situation and make the best out of it. So great job there for the 99 tonight. But other than that, folks, that does it for round 12 of the Vigilante Vanquish Series here tonight. And we'll see you next week for the finale at Miami Homestead. But until then, remember, stay sharp, stay fast, stay vigilante, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
This ain't your mama's racing stream.